following is a presentation of MRE Uno, Division 2. Hello everyone and welcome back to MRE Uno's February Flurry here on the YouTube channel here. This will be the first stream of the round of 16 where we are entering the best of 9 territory here, so competition is picking up as we go here, and it's definitely going to be a new kind of game here as we get deeper into this bracket. Welcome. This is going to be the second match actually of the ski jumping region. The first one happened earlier, we'll talk about that in a second, but this one's going to be number 8 seed Tevin taking on number 9 seed the 13th seed Lavina. So both these players looking to make it to the regional finals. Tevin coming back from last season, Lavina in their first tournament in MRE, both looking to make their first career regional finals appearance. And now they'll be going head to head here. We'll see who comes out victorious. Again, for both first best of 9 they've done in MRE, so it's going to be a little bit different here. We'll see how that changes, how this game plays out. But let's jump to the bracket. And I did mention it before. We had our first match of the ski jumping region for the round of 16 happened earlier today. First match of the round overall. And I mean, what a game that was. The 15 line has been so dominant in this tournament. Really, it has been a big shocker to many people, as it's kind of emerged with a lot of very good players here, and Shaddix is no exception to that one, although started off a bit rough. Actually was down 4-1 going into game 6. Marcus with a very strong advantage, had the power play still in his hand, but Shaddix managed to find a way to bring it back and pull off the 4-1 comeback to win that one. Unbelievable stuff there to open this round, and Shaddix will continue the 15 line dominance. He locks his ticket into the ski jumping regional finals and only becomes the second 15th seed in D2 history to make it to a regional final. So Shaddix looking to keep that trend going and possibly break through and be the first 15th seed to make a final 4 in at least D2. It's happened twice in D1 and all time, but never happened in D2 before. We still have 3 15 seeds left, including one that will be playing later tonight, with that being Cages and Dino, which ironically is also a 3v15 matchup. So we'll see if Dino can keep the 15 line success going, or if Cages will break the trend for a bit and move on. But Tevin Lavina's up next, 8v13. Neither player has ever made a round of 16 before for Lavina. That's a given since it's their first tournament. But for Tevin, coming off not a great season last season. I just realized the score is wrong on the bracket here. Let me flip that real quick. I'm not quite sure how that happened, but that should be a 4-0 Tevin, not a 4-0 Nova, based off the colors. Right, there we go. Apologies for that, but yeah, I mean, for both players going into their first round of 16 appearance, first best of 9, it's going to be interesting how both approach it here, but let's go to the stream here. I'm going to be running solo commentary on this one for the time being, but for both players, it's definitely going to be quite the challenge to go up against each other, both with decent success thus far. You'll also notice we have the records now for the scoreboards. We're at the point where we can show them. Tevin 8-1 going into this round. Lavina 8-4 in game records, both 2-0, of course, with this being the first tournament and both still in the bracket. Tevin is going to have his comments be through text. I'm going to post his question there. Second non-veteran. Pi was the debut. But we'll see what Tevin has to say with that, but we'll go to Lavina here, who is in the call. It's been a really good breakout run for you. You are one of 7 debutantes to make it to this point in what has been a very strong rookie class. But again, with this round especially, it's really going to be a lot of rookie v veteran matchups, and this one is no different here. You go up against Tevin. I believe all of your matchups so far have been against veterans as well, so you haven't played another debutant as so far. But with this being best of 9, and also with Tevin being off to a very dominant start with only 1 game drop to this point, how are you feeling going into this one? And just kind of walk me through how you're feeling with this series before it begins.
Well, to be quite frank, it is, given it's a best of 9, a pretty different type of environment. Despite Tevin being a veteran, given that we're both playing a best of 9 for the first time in the division, we are kind of both, I would say, in a sort of similar position, despite the different status. He's had a good tournament so far, amazing. Even I mean, being 8-1, and I'm having a great breakout tournament, especially given that so far, I mean, I would consider myself to have had a slightly harder schedule, but then again, he was yeah, because he didn't have to fight the 1 seed. Um, but we'll see. I mean, that doesn't have to mean anything. The match is ahead of us, and we'll just see how it rolls.
All right. Yeah. Okay. My mic was muted for a second, but yeah. Tevin's actually played all debutantes. I don't know why I phrased that question horribly, but um. Anyways, we got his comments here. Usually don't share out my overall plans, thoughts for a game. I see a lot of people betting on Lavina, so I do know they have to take a defense side a lot more serious than usual because this person might be the real deal. All I gotta say for the most part is Uno Magic is with me, so Tevin will have faith in the cards here. We will see how this one turns out, but we're going to get this one started here. Scars is our ref. He will give the call for game 1 here. This is best of 9 also, so a little bit longer of a series here. Could affect how this match plays out. We saw that earlier today. If this was the prior round, Marcus would have won, but with the extended series, Shattuck is able to make that incredible comeback, and we start with 10, and we are underway with the red +2.
Disgusting.
It is it is Jordy's card. Lavina played Jordy in the round of 64. So little history there. We're gonna open up with the red 3. I'm gonna quickly log get the clock. Alright, I think this should be good. Yeah, gonna just keep rolling with the reds at the moment here. Again, Tevin's been looking very good so far throughout this bracket. Was able to take down one of the 2 16 seeds that made it out of the first round. In the prior round, only 1 16 seed left with Devin, but Tevin is still going strong here. So we do get a double play here. Lavina had the draw in blue, so not necessarily what they were hoping for, especially with the switch from Tevin. So Lavina having some issues on blue at the moment, and is going to continue having those issues. Not quite the start they were hoping for there, but it's looking to be a double draw here, and we might have an early draw city on this blue one. Yeah, looking to be early draw city here, so we're both not a terrible position to be. No one's really super close. Tevin has a bit of a lead here, but not super um concerning since he still has 7 cards left. So kind of settling in this one to start with some early draws. Tevin with the top deck. Lavina's still drawing, cannot find any blue. Tevin actually threw in a few draws there, even though he had cards. So goes for that. We get a ditto here on the blue 4. But now Tevin is out. So he did hold on to a blue, but elected not to play it. But Lavina's going to switch into yellow, which is what they need. They need to get out of that blue. Could be a 3-color game, but for Tevin, at least on his end, he's hoping he did not draw a blue in that last one, because otherwise that could be a straight card that could be a little bit problematic, but both running on yellow thus far. Lavina is typing, maybe with a bit of a run coming here soon. Yeah, really taking a little bit to type. Yeah, there's the run. So 4-card run goes into green. No +2s or anything like that in the run though, so Tevin not having to force draws, and he wow, so Tevin does have a blue, and being able to get rid of that might be big. But Lavina actually has a blue +2 waiting in the wings, and it's that's also Tevin's card, and now we go into wild. So um, maybe got slightly baited on that one, but Tevin able to keep playing on red. Double play from Lavina down to 3. Lavina did switch into the green here, so I'm wondering if Lavina does have any green left. Tevin able to keep playing on red. Been seeing a few 4s in this game also, so Lavina maybe looking for a finish here to start the series 1-0. Will they have it? No, it's going to be just a red 3. Was thinking what they wanted to do. Tevin plays the wild green. Ooh. Alright, well, it wouldn't have mattered anyways. +4 is going to end it. And actually, Lavina did not have any more green there, so it was red to the end. A little surprised by that one, but that actually ended up working out. So Lavina gets up 1-0. Lavina, I mean, any comments on that one? I mean, you had the 4-card play into green, and then Tevin actually had the switch in the blue, and that was that kind of what you were hoping for there, or were you looking to get a different switch there after that play?
I was definitely holding on to that blue +2 since the very beginning of the game. It felt like it made no sense to deprive myself of a color while also giving my opponent the information that I'm doing so. Like I could have done +2 and then drawing, or +2 and then going into a wild, but I really didn't feel like the informational disadvantage would be beneficial in any way.
All right, well,
So
it's a good hold there. Ends up working out as you're able to run red to the end there, and then +4 taking care of business. Tevin Green Wild was not going to be able to do enough there. Um, so that's game 1. Tevin mentioning nice defense, and is not surprised by the opening result here. So that's actually Tevin's second game dropped here, but we'll see if he can bounce back in game 2. Going to go down to 8, so choosing to go lower, and we do get a +4 start here. We have had so many of these pop up in this tournament. It's been insane. It's been more than usual. So with how chaotic this tournament, I'm guessing culture. Um, I'm guessing what Tevin. That's what Tevin's asking. All right, Tevin's gonna draw there. Basically, it's just you draw on a +4 wild start. Um, Technically you don't have to draw, but there's a voodoo if you don't do it as P2.
Who cares about the voodoo try?
All right, Lavina is going to elect to take the risk here. So gonna go with the blue. Yeah, I mean, again, there's not if you don't if you're P1 and you don't do it, it's whatever. But I mean, if P1 does it, then P2 doesn't. There's like a little bit of a jinx there, so we'll have to see how that plays out. Whether that's going to be in terms of this game or even series long. Switch the yellow. Tevin has the +2 right away, so Lavina throw him back. And Lavina's out on yellow, so that switch did not work out. But I might stand corrected there as Tevin also draws, so maybe both out on yellow. And we gotta switch to red, so never mind. That did not last long. Got the red going here. Looking to keep the red run, but no, Tevin actually has a 3-card switch into green. And Tevin is now kind of rolling in this game here. Lavina looking for a response here, and does have it with a 3-card play of their own, including a +2. And I believe that's gonna make it close to even. Tevin's still with the lead, but definitely a lot closer now. We do go back into red here. Tevin switched off this pretty quickly. We'll see if he has any in reserve. He actually has a crossover in the blue, so TBD on that one. Both able to, Lavina able to play it. And another crossover, playing a lot of color switching, goes into yellow now. We got another switch into green. Red 2 will complete the rainbow, and it doesn't matter. And looks like the voodoo is going to strike for Lavina here as Tevin gets that game with the 2-card finish with the +4 in the wild. So tied at 1-1. Uh, it's a thing that's carried over from another league called UUL. Oh wait, no, you're in UUL. I was told it was wild or wild +4. So yeah, I was told it was both wild and wild +4. But again, it's how it goes. Lavina does not believe in the voodoo and only skill. Lavina, unfortunately, skill did not win you that game.
I mean, to be fair, yes. But the Wilds seem to be more even now than they were after game one, so that's fine.
Alright, seems as if Tevin drew a red 9 on that one, so maybe had the wild and +4, or at least one of them for a little bit. Yeah, now we're tied at 1-1 here. And again, with these best of 9s, it's gonna be a 2-2-2. It's gonna be 2-2-2-2-1. So we will see how that kind of impacts things a little bit, because with best of 7s, it's usually only the first. It's only the first homestand is 2, but then you have 2 now in the best of 9, so it kind of changes things up a little bit. Tevin says he's got to lock in. It is 1-1, so basically after that we kind of reset into a best of 7 with Lavina having the call first. Yeah, you're good to go. No way. Dude, why does this keep popping up? Oh my god, that's like how many times has this popped up this tournament? It's like we're averaging at least like 8 per round. That is crazy. Lavina not gonna do it. Won't be a voodoo this time because they're P1. But man, that is absurd. I have never seen it pop up as many times as it had in the span of a month as compared to like when we've seen this tournament. That is insane. All right, well, we're gonna go with red here. Some people maybe slightly displeased with the no culture. Lavina not gonna get voodooed this time though, as I mentioned. P1 does not have the voodoo. It's really for P2 if they don't do it. But running with red for a bit though, but just as I say that, we switch to blue. So yeah, looking to get a switch here, but we actually have the crossover into yellow. Green 6 completes the rainbow. Do we get it? We don't. We are going to keep running on yellow though. And at the moment, both running plan A with no draws thus far. These have been decently. These have been faster paced games. Nothing's gone over 5 minutes, so I mean this could be the general length we could expect. Um, Red gets the number for us with 7+4 starts in just this region alone. So thank you, Red, on that one. But yeah, that's pretty crazy. That was pretty rare last season, and we're starting off this tournament with it having happened at least like 20 times. So I don't know what's going on. Tevin's gonna draw actually though on the yellow force. That's the first draw of the game from either player. Lavina looking to keep it going still on 5 cards. Lavina typing. Could have a run here, could also be thinking about what to do next. Lavina's got a power play here. So power play gone in game 3. And I would expect this to be a win here. I'm gonna be typing it now, looking to be maybe some kind of run here. +4 green skip. Tevin is typing. Blue skip, blue 5. Gets the Una call, and this will likely do it. Alright, and that will do it on the Voiles blue 2. So it is now 2-1 here. That one about the same length as, no, not about the same, a little bit shorter, but 3 minutes 7 seconds. But yeah, relatively quicker pace series thus far. Lavina, I guess the really main thing I want to ask is kind of why'd you like to go for the power play right then and there? And how is that going to kind of change how you go about this series?
Um, I feel like I've been sitting on power plays for quite a while in most of my series, either due to not feeling the need to necessarily even use them. Like I haven't been in as many tight spots, not necessarily like against Jordy in round of 64, but like maybe against Ryan's scene round of 32. So I elected to look for spots where my opponent is relatively low in cards, kind of seemingly is in a place like he's drawing. Like Tevin did draw immediately before my power play. And I feel like if I just go for the wild +4 and like pray I'm gonna get a plan A finish, sometimes those things really don't pan out. You get attacked right back, and I would rather cement a lead right away.
All right, well, you do get the win there. It's going to be 2-1 now. We'll run without power play for the rest of the series, but Scar's making a prediction that the last game will be 30 seconds based off the trend of the game lengths going lower and lower as time goes along. Yeah, I mean, 1 minute less, 30 seconds left. I mean, if we go 15 seconds less in game 4, that's going to be a bit of a bizarre trend that we'll be finding here, but gonna go with game 4 here. Lavina gonna go with the full send here. Looking to mix things up a bit. And we start with the blue 6. Okay, so no wild start this time. I would have had to get up and like take a minute if that would have been the case, but gonna start on the blue 6. I was about to say, is Tim here? I don't think I don't think Tim is. I don't think Tim would be awake right now. But yeah, no, that was red. We're gonna open with the blue 2. I mean, usually with these full sends here, the start is usually kind of just going through your cards here. I usually say you don't want to be the first to draw on a full send, but that doesn't necessarily mean you lose the game. I just think it's kind of in terms of breaking up the pacing. Doesn't really put you in the best spot, especially if you're going for a while. It also could depend on how the series is playing out. Like in a series like this, I think you don't want to be the first one to draw, because these have been decently quick games. Not like crazy quick like we're like the minute territory, but we're kind of going at a pretty fast pace at the moment with nothing going over 5 minutes. But double play from Lavina, it's gonna break up the single plays a little bit. That also gives Lavina a definitive lead as well. And Lavina's gonna draw on that one, so ran out on red with 10 cards, so still a good amount. Tevin is out on red as well, so the red runs dry, and neither elects to switch it. Probably most likely the case that neither has a switch, but yeah, that's an early draw city. Both still with a good amount of cards left, and they're out. Lavina did mention at the top of this game looking to break trends here. We got double play from Tevin, but I mean, if we keep this draw city up, likely we'll break the trend of these games going quicker, unless someone has an absurd like 8-card finish, which we have seen before. Can't rule it out. We have another tease for a rainbow here. Tevin plays Lavina's card with the green 9. And it's not quite the rainbow. We go back to yellow. Double yellow 9 from Lavina. And I'm gonna keep going on yellow. So Tevin still has some yellow. Tevin still has Tevin does have some yellow. That was a switch. And there we see the blue. So we're kind of switching all over the board right now. Yeah, this game just keeps on going here. Tevin is gonna run out on blue though. After after only one blue card, he is out on blue. Lavina looking to take advantage. And for the time being, Will keeps it going. Takes the lead with that as well. Tevin likely going to look for a switch here, or maybe if they have something they held, no, they get the switch into green. Yeah, this game is officially longer than game 3 here, as we're about 3 minutes 23 minutes 25 seconds. So this will be longer than game 3. Yeah, now we're running on yellow. Seen a few crossovers here thus far, and usually for the most part, the person who does the crossover is able to get the other person to draw at some point, especially if there's no switch over. But Lavina able to force Tevin into a bad spot here. Lavina down to 3. Tevin looking to find an answer to avoid going down 3-1. He does find an answer, and it comes in a big clutch here. Going to be the +4 along with the +2 that ends up being a +6, and we go back into green. And that one is going to not quite flip the scoreboard, but kind of flip the general positioning here as Lavina goes from 3 cards to 9 cards, and Tevin is down to 4, looking to make it 3. And he will with the green 2. Lavina looking to have an answer. Looks to go for the color switch here. Tevin's going to power play now, so now both players are out of power play here. And similar to game 3, I do expect this to be a win. And it's going to be a number switch, so I think it's a pretty good usage of it. Gonna end up being a 4 minutes 43. Okay, clock was still running a little bit, but that technically ends up being the longest game of the series, but that still kind of maintains no game going above 5 minutes. But yeah, we're now tied 2-2 with no power plays left. Scars with a interesting observation there that the red 9 seems to be a card that is giving good luck at the moment. I'm gonna see what Tevin has to say on that one. Lavina, I guess the only thing I really have to ask is kind of with the remaining cards. Was there really anything you could have done there in that situation, or were you just kind of along for the ride?
Earlier in the game, I've once again elected to save my +2 on blue. Obviously, not attempting to do the same play over and over again, but that was basically the only ammo I had the entire game. Was looking for some sort of a chain. So I'm happy to see the power play gone from Tevin there. It was very much, at least from my perspective, unnecessary. But who knows at this point? We're just having an outright best of five now.
All right. For Tevin, we'll see what he has to say, but then we'll go into game 5. And again, we mentioned it. The 2-2-2-2-1. So Tevin's gonna get the home field again, and we're in now a best of 5. So this has been a back and forth series to start this one out. It's been different than the first game of the day we saw. Um, it's been a fast paced one, but it's also been a good one as well. It's been very competitive on both sides. Well, actually, I was desperate for a wild card. That magic came into effect here. Then, when Lavina played that green one, he had made my finisher complete. Or complete. I'm guessing that's what he meant. But, gonna draw yellow skip yellow 1, +4, +2. So I'm guessing maybe drew the. Maybe potentially top deck plus forward. So, yeah, so that comes at a good time for Tevin there. And then goes to the power play with uh the red switch, so actually I kind of opened the door to be able to do that. So it actually ends up being a fatal switch for um Lavina technically. So all right, we'll go to game 5. Gonna be 9, so I'm gonna stay with the middle tier. Oh my god. I need a minute. 3 of the 5. You have got to be kidding me. How does this keep happening? Oh my god. That's I have no words. I have no words at all. Um I just I don't know what to say at this point. It just pops up so many times. Oh my god. Oh, yeah, I actually I did not see this before. I'm gonna quickly scroll up here. Um, Taco pulling this one up. Odds of 16 total plus 4 being the starting card of this tournament. Out of games played was roughly 23% on the rare end of outcomes. Um, okay, so red 16 total plus 4 starts, but it seems like this region is really attracting a lot of them here because that's more than half now from this region alone of the now 17, I believe. That is that's got to set a new record. I mean, we haven't really tracked that before, but I don't I cannot believe how many times this wild start has happened. It's also happened so many times in testing too. Um, because I mean, this is kind of going from the side here. Because we do tests for all the rookies. It happens so many times with testing rookies, especially in game one, which does not really help because there's a minor glitch with this bot where on the wild start none of the cards bold. So yeah, I don't know. It happened. It definitely happened in in our test, Sam. Um, I cannot believe that this just keeps popping up. It's something's got to be in the water, but we're having a draw city on blue at the moment. Not Devin. Tevin gets a top deck with the blue 8. Maybe he gets a switch out. Yeah, we do. So that was not a very long lived draw city. That is a big gap though. Lavina with a huge lead. I really was not paying attention too much this game because of the +4 ramp, but I mean Lavina looking to take this one. Double yellow 8, really on track to get the job done here. Um, oh yeah, did that happen because of the +6 from earlier, from Lavina, so that was caused the big gap. But Lavina does not have any more yellow; they are out. Tevin looking to bring this back a little bit, um, card by card, and Lavina looking to get out of yellow as soon as they can. Will not be able to do it on the 7. Yellow 1 keeps on going. Sylvina gets top deck wild, so gets out of that yellow there. And now Tevin is drawing, so blue is not the color he wants. But now Lavina has to be careful here. Doesn't want to play the wrong number. It feels no, actually no. Lavina is. I think Lavina ultimately going for more of a stall here because they only had the blue 7, but after that had nothing else. So maybe going for a bit more of a stall on this one may not be too happy with how their hand's looking. And we're gonna have draw city on blue. And again, these draw cities are not lasting too long here. Um, Tevin is going to get the red out of it, and now we're rolling on red. Still a somewhat close game still. It's a 3.5 card lead for Lavina here, but big run can change things, but a double play like that can also extend the lead. There's the red 9. Scar. We'll see if Scar's fun fact will continue. This red one's been popping up a good bit too. +4 into green. Gonna throw some more cards to Tevin's way, and we are now into green here. Big advantage here. We'll see if Tevin responds back with some ammo. Gonna have a run into red. No, make it yellow. 4-card run. Looking to make it more 5 cards. We are having a big run here. Do we add another +2? No, it is going to be a 6-card run with the +2 added on, and we go into yellow. And Tevin has really cut that lead down in just one play. Lavina type in, looking to see what they can do. They have another +4. Oh my goodness, is this the game here? Down to 2, it is. Wow. So the +2 does not even matter there. And that ends up being the longest game, but again, still pretty quick games, all things considered. But Lavina gets the win there, despite the +2. I get Lavina. I guess I kind of have to ask what you get on that +2 there, because it definitely seemed like it still helped you get that win there.
Yeah, it was the green skip and red skip. I did have locked up win before that, but the +2 was just not strong enough ammo, and with the specific top decks I received, I think I was still in a very dominant position given another wild +4, but still anything could have happened.
All right, we may have a co-commentator popping in just a bit, but yeah, Lavina able to get fortunate that the +2 was able to keep their finisher alive, because I mean, with that being the red skip and the green skip, that could have gone wrong if it was like a, I mean, if it was like a even just like a number card um for the green, a number card for the green, that would have been a little bit troublesome, but Lavina able to get out of that one, and it is now 3-2. I swear to God, if we get another +4 start, um, to start this game, I'm gonna be losing my mind. But this has been a very back and forth series. Lavina up 3-2. We've seen this go. No one's gotten a lead of more than one game, so Tevin looking to make it 3-3 and keep that trend going. But um, gonna go with 13 here. What is the start? It's yellow 7. All right, we will not be losing our minds here for the time being. Um, Yeah, okay. So I'm looking at this also. Every odd number game has been won by Lavina. Every even number game has been won by Tevin. So, I mean, if that trend continues the rest of the series, that's a 5-4 win for Lavina here. So, either that keeps going or something's got to break. But for Lavina, it'd be huge if they do get the win here, because then it's match point. Goes with red. Um, so actually, the switch right off the bat forces Tevin the draw, which is crazy because that's not a single red on a 13 card start. Unless he was holding on that, which I mean is a possibility. But Lavina does play the red 9. We saw the red 9 help Lavina get to the win earlier in the prior game. 3 card switch into green. Blue 6, yellow 6. Looking for the rainbow on the red 6. Do not get it. We stay with the yellow. Yellow 5. Oh man, that is a huge run from Tevin. 5 card run. +2 thrown in there, so bit of bit of a gap now. 5-8. And we have Yoshi just joined the call to join the booth for commentary. Yoshi, hello, and welcome. How are you doing?
Doing pretty well. Looks like we're about, well, potentially halfway through this, assuming it goes all the way. But um,
Th- 3-2
yeah,
at the moment with Lavina.
okay.
I will mention this also. Half the card starts in this game have been +4s.
That wow. Okay.
I
How
had
I
a
see
I
both
had a I
players
had a
have.
mini crash out about it after it happened the third time.
That's
um,
fair.
that has been happening so many times in this tournament. We've got to have a record now at this point, and we still have multiple matches to go. So
So I see both players use their power play. I'm curious what games were they used.
actually, it was back-to-back games. Lavina used it game 3, and Tevin used it game 4. So pretty early
Gotcha.
on, both got rid of it. But this has been going clean the
Hmm.
rest of the way. But this has been a pretty competitive series, all things considered. But Lavina's gonna drop another +4 here, and looks to break the trend of odd even here and get the match point.
Yeah, that's a big +4. I did notice that Tevin was at 2, so pretty much trying to play it safe. Gonna force the draw on Tevin as
Ooh,
well. So,
Tevin might be in trouble here. Tevin might be in big trouble here. Double ditto play on the green 2. Gets a huge
ooh,
wild though. Does that save him?
yeah, I mean,
Ooh, gets the Uno on the blue 3.
Yeah, we don't know how defensive that +4 is, and that's a risky take with that wild. So we'll see how we could. Oh wow, he actually didn't. Hmm. This will be rough if he
See,
loses here, but he doesn't. So it's all.
I would have actually really disliked it more if he switched the color there, because we've seen the
Oh yeah,
wishy-washy tactics actually cost multiple people. It happened before earlier in this tournament with, I believe, Blake. But gonna
I can
stick to his
agree with
guns with
that.
blue, but it's gonna be a draw steady at the moment. But we're leaving it on a skip here, so
Yeah, I guess leaving out a skip is a good move too. Most of the time, the last card wouldn't be a skip unless it was like, unless it's like a card you've been like a stray card you've been holding on to for a long time, which has happened before, but it's less likely than just a number. So it was a good move in that sense.
gonna change to a 5 though. Lavina also gets a top deck, leaving it on the 1. I'm not sure if Tevin's gonna let go first. So Tevin actually has double blue 5
Interesting.
here. Lavina with no
Yeah,
5
okay.
draws. And Tevin's gonna draw as well. So held on to both blue 5s there. To Lavina with another top deck. Can this one get them out of blue?
It might, yeah,
Yes, it
okay.
does. Green.
Kevin, I think, was drawing on green earlier, so this is not great, but maybe he got something. Oh, he does have a
Another wild, but
wild.
goes into red this time, and it works.
Yeah, I can understand at some point you have to take a risk. Like, yeah, Lavina's at 2, but you don't want to keep drawing back when you're already so far behind. I mean,
Tevin's looking to make
this comes
this.
down to the top decks now for Lavina at least.
Tevin's looking to make this a best of 3. Lavina trying
Ooh.
to make it 4-2. Game is now tied. We get another
Oh
wild.
my
It's Tevin's
God.
third wild in the span of 2 minutes,
That,
and we do go on the
wow.
green now.
That is actually ridiculous.
Double play from Lavina though to take the lead.
That gives them the possession arrow too.
But did they pick up too many
But they
draws? They
don't
did
have it.
pick up too many
Okay.
draws. I
Yeah.
think that was looking to be their finish there, but too many draws along the way. And it's gonna spoil it.
Ooh.
Ditto play for Uno.
Double green 8. That's looking good. Does Lavina get anything off the straw though?
No! Oh my god!
Yeah, no, that's depressing. If you're Tevin, what?
Oh, the top deck wins it for Lavina and is now 4-2.
What's interesting to me? No, never mind. I mean, that was just a that was a good save. Like Lavina could have, um, Lavina could have just played those red ammos when it was on red, and they chose not to. That actually gave them the win there. Even though that was pretty unlucky for on Tevin's end, Lavina, you know, it wasn't, it wasn't like that was predetermined. Because Lavina could have just played the red +2 and the red skip earlier, but they chose to save it and actually gave them the win.
Yeah, I mean, because there was definitely I mean, we had red for a moment there. Lavina could have elected to go for the ammo and then leave the skip open, but decided not to, and gets blessed on the green skip top deck. But it works out. So got the exact card they needed to get out of that situation. Well, that or a +4, but able to get it.
Oh,
Tevin, I think Tevin very frustrated on that one. I don't blame him. Had it in the palm of his hands and then it got ripped away from him.
it does hurt. You see them drawing, and you feel like you have it, and then they just get the perfect draw. That's just a part of the game. I really don't. There's there's nothing to even comment on about that. You just kind of got to move on. Like it's just that is sad. I don't know.
Wait a second. I'm trying to ask
Yeah,
what
no
Tevin's
problem.
last card was. I have a feeling it was green, but I just want to check.
Yeah, it could have been also an
Yep.
8.
Yeah, if it wasn't, if technically if it was like another color that wasn't an 8, then I think it hurts a little less. But um, yeah, based off the reaction, I do think it was a green.
That's probably the most likely thing.
Green 4,
Yeah,
yeah,
green 4.
brutal. And I mean, again, Tevin kind of was able to get some draws go his way there, but I mean, I think he was playing that really well to put himself in a position to capitalize on that, and just got unlucky at the very last second. Um, but yeah, it's match point now. For Lavina, with two home fields left, so has the choice for game 7 and game 8. But looking to make it to the regional finals here, and we start with a green 6, so no more of this +4 tomfoolery.
Yeah, I mean Tevin, the last veteran in this region left. Lavina looking to make it just a rookie on rookie for the regional final, which will be interesting. But um, gosh, I Tevin's really gotta get back into just he's really got to figure out how he's going to get over that loss and just be what and just get back into the shape into the rhythm because I mean yeah that's a tough one but you at least are not out of the match so you just you it's not looking good but it's definitely doable.
Yeah, I mean, for Tevin, I think really the biggest thing here is he's just got to make sure he can keep lock. He said at the top of the stream he's going to be coming and locked in. This is definitely going to be where he needs to do that the most, because I mean, if he's still um down about that loss and mentally out of it, this series could very much be over. But still has a chance to make the comeback here. I mean, we saw in the lower half of this region exactly that, where not quite a 4-2, but a 4-1 comeback um earlier, where Shaddix was able to get the win coming from behind. So I mean, Tevin is very much still in this series, but got to make sure he's still locked in and doesn't let Lavina get away.
Yeah, just got to keep focused, be happy that this wasn't a best of 7 because imagine that's how he lost the series. But
Ask Dan about that one. That's what happened to hit him in the round of 64. But
true.
that was an even more brutal one because that was game 7. But
All right. And that's a crossover. So trying to keep control of this game. I mean, you got this game to win plus 2 more. It's really about being aggressive. Not too aggressive, obviously, but um, I think these switches you definitely want to keep control of.
yellow 2, yellow 7, gonna roll with the yellows. Lavina did break the trend of the odd even here, so we'll see if they could keep the odd part going, but maybe Tevin can kind of make it both ways where it flips here, which is what they're gonna need, otherwise the series is over. But
Yeah, Tevin with a slight lead, trying to keep that up. One small, even like a double play can shift that. Tevin gonna go for the wild. It bit him last time, not to his fault, but we'll see what happens here.
Tevin with a 6-2 advantage series wide on the wilds, but Lavina with the 5-2 on the +4s there. Um, and then the +2s are actually relatively even, so I think the wild differential is going to be the biggest one here. But +4 going to be stronger than the wild, so works out better for Lavina at the moment, but not crazy lopsided in ammo in this series, at least to this point.
Yeah, Lavina might be thinking about going for a big move here. 6 cards left. We'll have to see. I mean, Tevin potentially trying to set up a finish. And Lavina thinking about should I go for the risk or do I just wait it out? They're gonna wait it out. Tevin gets wow. I,
Tevin with
oh,
the additional mention there.
I thought I
Switch to
thought that
blue.
was interesting. I'm not sure what happens there,
Oh
but he's
man.
gonna.
I mean, maybe. I mean, technically speaking, the damn comment would have been more applicable to after that. But yeah, that's gonna put Tevin in a very tough spot here, 8-2.
Man, yeah. Lavina potentially at the end of this series.
Let's
Oh,
check.
wow.
Tevin gonna have to find a way to get out of red, otherwise this series will be over.
Yeah, or just some +2. Not much else to say here.
Nearly at just about to hit 5 minutes here. And Tevin has a
Ooh,
+4 to
okay.
save it.
Definitely would have been a sad way to go, but he's not going to give up yet. And a good switch as well, because no green for Lavina here.
And technically, the wild does expose one color that Lavina needs, and Tevin's gonna draw here, which I think for him in a bit more comfortable position now. But
Yeah. It definitely the neutral play. Okay, that's just a mistype. That
I think
should be a
yeah.
draw.
Well, P and D are actually far from the keyboard, so maybe he actually does have a play, but probably not.
Or yeah, maybe type that out a little
Oh
too
wait, no, he
early.
does. No, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, like he entered too early.
yeah. Because I was gonna say P and D are not very close on the keyboard, so
Two.
I was correct the first time, but then I overcorrected. But Lavina's still drawing.
All right, Tevin maybe looking for the 2 to get a pretty decent gap in the cards, or just continue to draw city. Not a bad idea either. Can't really afford to make mistakes at this point, or at least mistakes that are fatal. Yeah, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
draw, play it safe here.
I mean, Tevin does have a lead now because Lavina has been stuck on this green with no options here. Tevin's gotten a few top decks here to kind of stay somewhat low. This is looking to be the longest game of the series to this point. Double play from Lavina, and it's going to be a +2 that they very likely were holding on to.
Yeah, does put them in the card lead actually, so definitely a solid play there. Nothing they can do off that 0 though, so just kind of a neutralizer there.
Yeah, both players still drawing on the now the Clinton 0. And we get
Wow,
the
okay,
switch
there's the
on the yellow.
yellow 0.
Alright, so that's going to break us free here. Tevin
Yeah, I mean,
has Ooh, Tevin has not as much of a lead as I thought. Still with the lead, but pretty close at the moment.
almost, yeah, it almost feels like a game reset in a sense. I mean, maybe with slightly less cards than what we started with, but they kind of have to work around their hand once again, see if they can get the win first. Lavina not going to get any more yellows, but neither is Tevin, so again, just trying to be patient with this one. Or they're just not getting a good hand, and oh, maybe Lavina with these top decks though are just kind of crazy.
Able to get out of yellow with the yellow reverse, and now goes into blue, and also takes the lead with that.
Yeah,
Still
blue
needs
might.
to.
Oh,
I was about to say still needed to find the red, but there it is.
yeah, I'm not sure what to think here. We're at a point where blue and red feel like the colors they both need, but it's just a matter of what cards do they get, and if there's still any stray cards that they need to get rid of. Because we're getting close. We feel like we're getting close as the card number is going down for each player.
Yeah, 5-4 at the moment here. Tevin looking to make it 4-4. No, he makes it.
Oh,
Big swing there to take the lead and goes back into blue.
that's an interesting play. I mean, maybe trying to see if Lavina has any blue left. maybe putting the pressure on with putting now Lavina kind of forced into making a big decision here.
We're gonna take a second to think about this one. Again, no power plays for either player left, so gonna have to play it straight. Gets a +4
Wow.
though. Wow, and goes in the red.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see if you're Tevin. Another +4 from Lavina. All he can do.
And
Ooh, okay,
Lavina
but
does not have a finish. Lavina ultimately does that for defense.
interesting. Yeah, I think Lavina definitely wanted Tevin to try to switch there. So it was a good attempt to kind of bait something, but I don't think Tevin had the opportunity to. So I feel like if he did, he probably would have went for the switch. But I mean, we don't really know.
Another draw from Lavina. Looks like we're having Draw City on red now. This game is now at double-digit
Oh
minutes. We're
boy.
past 10 minutes. Switch the
Yeah, I
yellow.
mean, Lavina pretty far ahead in the cards. Going back to yellow here, does Lavina have more yellows in the tank? No, but they have the switch, which I think is going to be a pretty big switch here.
I feel like both need blue here, so this is going to put Tevin in a bit of a difficult spot in terms of deciding what he wants to do here. Tevin pops in. Switches
Oh,
to green.
that should force a draw, but we don't know. It
It
actually is
does.
okay. Very risky
And a
play in my
+2.
opinion, but it pays off.
I mean, we haven't seen green in a little bit, but I mean, there was also a Draw City on that one, so Lavina's still with nothing on green here, but gets thrown some extra cards here.
Yeah, it's
And
like
now
you're just
switches to
taking
yellow.
multiple in these positions. You're just taking multiple gambles, just hoping you don't pick the wrong option that leads your opponent to the win. And the yellow switch is not going to be good for Tevin here.
I really think this game is going to come down to both players just trying to
Oh
retain
my God.
the knowledge of kind of how both these players have been doing on these colors and also even on some of the numbers here. This could be the big difference maker. Tevin's going to go for the red switch. It was the Draw City earlier. And the
Well, it
+4
didn't
is going to
matter.
come in, and that is another +4 Lavina, and this one is going to end it. I think that was the second +4 of that game from Lavina. But that will be the one that seals it. And what was the Scars 9 played by Lavina? Might have been early on. Oh wait, no, here it is. There's the red 9. Um, but yeah, the yellow switch is really going to be what wins it. Lavina. Technically, a top deck win there with the yellow 1 and then the yellow 2. Because the rest of it was really just kind of I would think straightforward for Lavina there. But yeah, Lavina gonna move on. I think it was still a really good showing from Tevin, just unfortunately. Game 6 was a killer and unfortunately could not recover from there. But Lavina is going to make it where it's going to be rookie v rookie for the ski jumping regional finals here, the 13v15. I gotta check if that matchup's ever happened before. I don't know if it has. So that might be a first. Um, but yeah, while I'm kind of looking through that, no, it is not. So that's gonna be another one. That's gonna be a first time matchup. 14v15 this round and 13v15 for the regional final. But let's go to Lavina here. Lavina, you do get the win here. Single top deck was the +4. Do get the win 5-2. Some top decks definitely helped you get to the win there, but you're able to pull it off in Game 7 after what was the longest game of the series. But you do move on. You're now facing Shaddix with now for the first time in this tournament the home field advantage since you are the higher seed. Kind of how are you feeling about getting the win here today, and just kind of thoughts going into your regional final matchup against Shaddix?
Well, First of all, incredibly well played to Tevin. Given how the series had gone, and honestly, the top deck flow state in which I was throughout like the back half of that entire series, incredibly well played defense. I have to say, probably the strongest defensive player that I've faced so far. But I mean, the series itself, closing out feels pretty good. It feels like the majority of the plays that I was going for were hitting, especially here towards the end. I mean, yes, there were some incredible advantages in terms of the plus fours towards the very end, but I feel like some of the decisions earlier in the game did also lead to that moment. Um, I pretty happy with how the situation overall so far this tournament has gone, and looking forward to the regional finals against Shaddix. I will actually need to practice more going into that match, not necessarily only due to the opponent, but just the fact that I haven't really considered the fact that I might be the higher seed in any match this in this tournament. I have only done practices as player number two, and Shadox is of the infamous 15 line. I am actually relatively commonly practicing with another 15 line player in ICOVT, so we'll see what that match brings. I mean, I'm looking forward to it.
All right, thank you, Lavina. Congratulations. I'm gonna see if we can get quick comments here from Tevin, and then um, keep it moving here. Yoshi, I know you kind of popped in midway, which is kind of your thoughts from what you were able to see in this back half of the series.
Yeah, it looked like the first 5 games were back and forth. Definitely a tough fight. Unfortunately, the ending just kind of decided it, where both players used their power plays, equalizing things. Tevin maybe could have used the only. I mean, I don't know what Game 4 was like, but it's possible that if Tevin could have kept that power play too, in a future game, to maybe steal one of the games that Lavina won in the end here, especially because he was close in Game 6 and 7 and 7. So it's so yeah, that's the only thing I could think of that Tevin maybe could have done differently. But again, I didn't watch the first 4 or 5 games, so I don't know how important that power play was to win that game. So I think he played pretty well, despite some issues he's had with scheduling. I mean, he's when he shows up to the table, he's performing. So definitely, and it seems like he showed up in time for this one, so definitely gotta give him his props. But he goes out. I think this is probably his best run. I don't think he's gotten this far before. He definitely would have liked to get further, and based on how what he showed today, he definitely could have. But the cards just at the end didn't go his way. Um, yeah, I mean, definitely a player. One of the veterans. Honestly, given how many rookies are here, I mean, for a veteran, this is a pretty good start. I mean, I feel like despite how much more you could have potentially done, there's definitely a lot to look forward to from this run. Stuff to take away, the things you did right and things that maybe you could have done better. You have multiple matches to look back at. So yeah, I mean, for Tevin, this is still a long season. I think he has the potential to get to. I mean, if he keeps this up, he could definitely make it to the playoffs. But for Lavina, I mean, I think ever since that victory against Jordy, a very close victory, I kind of started to see the potential in them. Uh, so against Ryan C, I mean, it was hard to predict that one because Ryan C is such a weird character where they can play really good and other times not so good. So, I mean, but regardless, like they're really playing to their full potential right now. Um, we don't know how far they can go. But we guarantee a rookie in the final four, which we're gonna find out who that'll be. I honestly haven't seen much of Statics. I think it's the person I've seen the least out of the people left. So I wonder how that's gonna go. But for Lavina, I mean, just overall very impressed with their performance. Uh, we'll see if they can continue their run. Though, like they said, it's going to be slightly different because they're going to be a higher seed, which is the first time they'll be doing that. So I do like that they're thinking about that. I feel like that's going to give them, once they get that practice, that'll give them a little bit of an edge, in my opinion. So looking forward to that one.
Yeah, it's going to be a good matchup here. And I mean, we'll go to the bracket that has been updated. I mean, here it is. I mean, going into this tournament, I really do not think this was going to be the matchup a lot of people were expecting. But I mean, this rookie class has been so strong to start this season, and I mean, considering after the round of 32 with how many were left, you had to figure this kind of matchup would happen. And we do have our first regional final confirmed in the ski jumping region. It's going to be Lavina and Shaddix. It's, I mean, what a matchup. 13 v 15 has never happened before, and I mean, if we look at the rest of the bracket here as well, I'm gonna quickly pop over. We have another matchup here with another 15 seed player tonight. With that being Dino and KG's in the snowboarding region. Um, and there is we have 13 v 15 as one regional final. There is a very real possibility we could have 15 v 16 as a regional final, which would be insane because especially since a 16 seed has never made a regional final in either division. So Devin looking to chase some history there. And also if a 15 v 16 happens, I would have no words. That would be absolutely unbelievable. But I mean, kind of again looking through the rest of this, these matches have been scheduled. I need to update that, but 14 v 15. This is the first time that seed matchup's happening in the league. And then admittedly a bit normal, probably the most normal region. Weirdly enough, is actually even then. I mean, not really. I don't know. There's not really been any super normal regions. I guess this is figure skating region has been the closest to normal. But it's not really even that close to normal. But I mean, out of the 4 regions, it's the closest to. I mean, you have 5 seed, 7 seed, 9 seed still in it, and then 14 seed into Lemon, who I mean, to be fair, was a early pick to go on an upset run and has done so. There's so much drama. Left to go in this round of 16, and a lot more matchups to be determined. But we do have our first regional final locked in and set. I'm gonna go back to the stream here. Tevin's going to give his thoughts, and I believe this will be also his post game as well. So I'm going to read this one. Honestly, I'm more surprised and hyped right now than completely the Madden completely rage quitting. Did want to get some water because of game 4. I think overall this match right here is what I needed. I don't know about some of you guys. I think unlike my other matches, they actually managed to hold up against such an opponent that was highly predicted. Yeah, I know 5-2 is low, but going back and forward on plus cards and getting to think through a lot of the next play, something I never did for a while. And definitely hope Lavina the best for the next up match and there's always next time. So yeah, I mean, again, for Tevin, did not quite go the way he was, but I think with him, this was such a good run for him because last season he was in the February Flurry play-in, got the win there, and did not win a single game for the rest of the season. Already got 2 wins on the board here. I really think Tevin's someone who can kind of emerge to be in playoff contention. I mean, at least LCQ, assuming he does not fall off the cliff like he did last season, which I think, based off this run, I would think won't be the case. But I don't think this will be the last you'll see out of Tevin this season. I do expect him to get a few more wins and possibly could be contending in the playoffs, whether that be D2 Championship or the LCQ, or maybe even both, because could qualify through the LCQ, but you never know. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it. Again, we'll go back to the bracket one more time. Ski jumping region, their regional final is set. We now move over to the snowboarding region where Dino and KGS will go at it later tonight in about 2 hours. That will be a good one. KGS just saw their fellow 3 seed Marcus go down in a heartbreaking fashion. He will be looking to avoid the same fate as he enters round 16 for the very first time in his career and goes up against Dino, another player of the 15 line that has been very scary to go up against. But we will see who ends up coming out on top of this one. But until then, I'm G-Man. I'm my co-commentator Yoshi or Ref Scars, and then both our players with Lavina, Tevin, and then also everyone who came out to watch, including Taco, Evan, Red, and I guess Scars again, Spectator and Ref. Everyone who came out to watch for this stream, even everyone in the stream chat as well. Thank you all so much for watching this stream. Again, we'll be back in about 2 hours with our second match of the night, or third match of the day, second match of the night with Dino and Cagiest. We'll see if we have a second 15 seed make it to the regional finals, and that'll be only the third time ever that a 15 makes it to the regional finals, and the first time ever, of course, that 2 are in the regional finals. It's been a crazy tournament. It's gonna get even crazier from here. Until then, I'm G-Man. Thank you all so much for watching this stream. We'll be back in about 2 hours. But take care, everyone, and have a good one.